This movie with Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis, The 12 Monkeys, was so prophetic because the whole theme of it, I was just watching some highlights from it, and Brad Pitt, oh man, what a great performance. He got a Golden Globe and Academy Award, I think, for it, both of them. He plays a really, really rapid fire talking guy, and he talks with his hands, and he's great. Man, it's best performance of Brad Pitt that I've ever seen, in my opinion. But in one scene, he's telling Bruce Willis, when Bruce Willis first arrives in the mental institution, that kind of reminds me of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with I'm here. Jack Nicholson is he's explaining things like the system, and what's really going on. And he explains to Bruce Willis that, everything's automated, and so what are we to do when everything's automated? Our job is now to become consumers. And what happens to you if you're not a consumer? You're not playing a role. So what are you? Mentally ill. And and isn't that kind of true? Like, we're all just supposed to fit into society the way they want. And if we don't, we're targeted. And then there's the other scene with the guy that is hearing like voices in his head. He's in this like little room and like cell, and he hears a voice coming from like somewhere, but the voice tells him to pull the tooth out of his head, a certain tooth, because that's what's receiving the microwaves or the radio signals, whatever. And so he does. He pulls the tooth out, at least if I remember correctly. But let me know out there. Does if you're hearing the voices, because I can't find anything. I haven't really looked that hard. I just looked in the air vents, but I can't really find what is piping voices into my room, and people sighing and people giggling, and I know it's not in my head, because I've never heard voices in my head in my whole life until it's not in my head. I still hear it. I think I hear it coming from the room somewhere. But I only started hearing them like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, and it's only in this room, and it's only at night when I'm trying to sleep. And so if you're hearing voices in your head, it wouldn't be that specific. It'd be when you're out and about in town. It would be in the middle of the day, so on and so forth. So let me know if tinfoil hats actually work. If it is these microwaves, voice to skull, that can get you to, because I did start, now I hear every night, starting about 3 nights ago, this big like engine sound, like kind of grating engine sound. It kind of sounds like a washing machine, but more like a grating large engine, like it has this, and then over the top of that I'll hear, right now it's mainly these sighs, like and then like 2 or 3 seconds later, and like 3 nights ago it was this woman bawling, like crying really, really loud. Man, I can't believe that I'm being targeted to this level. It's like I've had such a trying, I've really enjoyed life, but I've had such a difficult life. I really looked forward to retirement, to like take it easy. And I'm getting targeted and stalked, and but I do think one good thing about it is it's I was indoctrinated by my own covert narcissistic mother to complain. And she would use me as her therapist. She would complain to me like ad nauseum until when by the age 8, all I wanted to do was be Grizzly Adams and just live by myself in a log cabin in the most remote mountains in the world. So I loved Jeremiah Johnson. He used to always play on repeat late at night. And I used to watch that movie over and over and over. And then I used to watch the little like half an hour sitcom Grizzly Adams. And I just started daydreaming how nice it would be to just be alone, living in a log cabin in the woods, just hunting and trapping, and have your animals, you know, like Grizzly Adams had his grizzly bear, his hawk, or was it an owl? I think it was a hawk. But even the little raccoons around the neighborhood were his friends, whatever. But let's see, what else can I say about this topic? I don't know. It's just frustrating, you know. You know, in Phoenix, there's a lot of organizations now set up people that are gang stalked. It's that common. And I even saw a news station cover it, where even a detective is now getting stalked. And he said he used to write these people off, and now it's happening to him. And he like feels kind of guilty about how he didn't really take this thing seriously. But some people feel like they'll hear voices in their head that are implanted from these microwaves in response to what they're thinking. And that's just bizarre. How, man. So I know a lot of you out there have researched this a lot more than me. But once again, I don't want to go down rabbit holes. I don't want to lose my peace. I want to focus on Jesus and just let them do whatever the hell they want to do. And just do my best to cope with it and keep reading scripture, keep praying, keep taking care of my dog and my fish, and, you know, running the necessary errands I have to run, and doing laundry and keeping the rug clean. My dog sheds a lot, so I'm just spot cleaning, picking up big bushels of hair all day long. Anyways, leave me a comment. Let me know if the tinfoil might possibly help. But I don't think it's voices being put in my head. I think it's voices just being piped into the room somehow. God bless you. Have a good night.